Welcome back to Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Tap that like, tap that subscribe, tap that Caleb Brown, and tap that Patreon, please, if you don't mind. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. Sunny Friday, 7 a.m. Colorado morning. XRP just went from someday we'll have an ETF to there literally is a ticker ticking right now. Full pure spot ETF, XRPC from Canary Capital. I am not a financial advisor. I am Frank the Crypto Tank. I am an entertainer and an educator. Don't buy or sell anything because of what I say or do on the channel. Now, XRPC on Nasdaq, XRPR from Rex Osprey, the large leverage fund. A little bit different. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, these launch windows for other ETFs are coming up soon too, guys. Welcome to the channel. Tap like and subscribe, please, if you don't mind. Let's unpack this thing this morning. Who is next? Why does this mean big things for XRP holders? What just launched? XRPC and the new XRPL wall of money coming from Wall Street. First, the big headline. Canary Capital has now launched the Canary XRP ETF on Nasdaq. Ticker XRPC. Right. So this is U.S. exchange traded product that holds XRP directly, spot, not futures, and trades just like any other equity ETF in a brokerage account. Regulatory path for this puppy is clear. They filed a spot XRP S1 with the SEC. As you well know, we've covered it. And then they filed Form 8A on November 10th to register shares under the Exchange Act. That's the last checkbox before listing, of course. Welcome in, guys. I'll get to your comments in a second. Nasdaq is listing this baby. Trading began November 13th yesterday under the ticker XRPC. And as you're watching this, we are less than 24 hours into XRPC actually trading live on Nasdaq. So day one stats, guys. Early data shows XRPC doing over 50 to 60 mil in trading volume out of the gate, with estimates of roughly 250 mil in the first day inflows. The biggest ETF debut of 2025 so far. Bam. Drops the mic. That means more capital rotated into a brand new XRP product on day one than any other ETF launch this year. Fee structure. Canary has set a management fee of about 0.50% per year on XRPC. Now, that's higher than the rock bottom numbers you're going to see from Bitwise and Grayscale. But for the first pure play spot XRP ETF, yes, this is the first pure play. That's actually trading in the U.S. today. First pure play. We'll cover it. And under the hood, it's pretty simple, guys. Fund holds XRP in custody. Shares of XRPC represent a pro rata, a pro rata slice of that XRP. Now, authorized participants can create and redeem in big creation units using XRP and or cash. So a pension fund or 401k platform, right? Now your financial advisor can say, hey, I want XRP, and just buy XRPC inside the same pipes they use for S&P 500 ETFs. Yes, that's right. That's a very different world from go open an account on some offshore crypto, you know what I mean? Try to figure out wallets. No. Now Granny can buy the crypto. Quick map of the XRP ETF universe. To see where this goes next, you need the full map. Right now, we have three major buckets: spot ETFs, futures, leveraged ETFs, and trust conversions. Got all three of these. Bucket one, live U.S. spot XRP ETFs. That's the Rex Osprey XRP ETF, ticker XRPR. Now, that Rex Osprey filed a spot XRP ETF and went live September 2025, all right, under the SEC's new generic listing rules. So XRPR is proof that new framework actually works. A U.S. spot XRP ETF already trading and holding XRP as its reference asset, okay? Second thing, Canary XRP ETF XRPC. Now, that's the new kid that just launched yesterday on Nasdaq. So you already have multiple spot US spot XRP ETFs live with a pipeline of much bigger issuers behind them. And we're going to hit that in a second. Now, Bucket 2, Nelson, welcome in. Not today. Welcome in, guys. Bucket 2 is leveraged and futures XRP ETFs. Before spot, the door opened via futures-based and leveraged XRP funds. Now, ProShares Ultra XRP ETFs, a 2-time XRP futures, okay, was approved and launched in July 2025, giving a 2-time daily exposure to XRP futures on NYSE ARCA. Volatility shares as a 2-time XRP ETF. Oh, yeah. These are designed for traders, not for long-term institutions. Now, they give you daily leveraged bets on the XRP price curve. I don't like it. Play your games. But they don't hold spot XRP ETF on balance sheets, right? Like XRPC or XRPR do. Okay, those actually hold it on a balance sheet. This is one of the differences. Now, bucket 3 is trust conversions and mega issuers. This is where the really big Wall Street names come in, like Franklin Templeton, Bitwise, 21 Shares, CoinShares, Grayscale, Wisdom Tree, Hashdex, blah, 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 blah. Hope you're having fun this morning. Welcome in. Nelson, Latin America has been checking it out. Keep up on your research, Nelson. Thanks for giving us a heads up. Let me get to deeper comments in a minute. Interesting. All right. I'm going to get to your comments in a sec here, Mr. Nelson. I see you laying it down. Guys, the pipelines for these that what give us the XRP ETF calendar for the rest of the year, these pipelines, the rule that let's get into this just a little bit deeper, okay? A very quick legal context so this all makes sense. Under the new regime, every spot crypto ETF needed 2 big SEC green lights, right? The Form S1 and the 19B. The S1, to register shares, and then the 19B, right, for the exchange to actually list the product. That's what the 19B is. Now, that could take up 240 days, we well know, with multiple delay windows, comment cycles, and political drama horse crap. All right, so September 2025 or so, the SEC approved new generic listing standards that, of course, allowed New York Stock Exchange, CBOE, and blah, 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 to list certain spot crypto ETFs without a separate 19B4 for each one. So as long as they file within the new rules and they file their S1, they're good to go, and they wait, and then they can be approved. Like quickie, quick, like going through the fast line. Over at TSA, exchanges still need proper S1, like I said, and N1A, right, to go effective. But once that's all done, the listing can go way faster, like 75 days instead of 240 days, man. That's fast, all right? When you see these deadline dates for XRP ETFs. Now, remember, the old October deadlines were under the 19B4 system. The new November launch windows are about S1s going effective, plus generic listings and so forth, right? Not headline SEC press release. So let's keep an eye. We're going fast and now. The XRP ETF calendar through year end. We're going to cover it. Let's do it now. All right, let's walk through it. Key players and dates between now and the 31st of December. Here's the XRP ETF countdown. Ready? Number 1, Canary Capital, XRP ETF, XRPC, now live, rocking the house, right? Statutory decision window under the old rules. Final deadline, October 23rd, 2025. Shutdowns and new listing rules effectively pushed the real launch out to November once the S1 and 8A were ready. After launch, November 13th, 2025 on Nasdaq, ticker XRPC, 0.50% fee for that puppy. Now, number 2, Franklin XRP Trust. These are the largest players on the planet, for Christmas sakes. Ticker XRPZ at DTC. XRP is a crap coin. It's a scam. Franklin Templeton is lining up a spot XRP ETF with a very aggressive 0.19% sponsor fee using Coinbase as the custodian. XRP is a crap coin. Old SEC final decision date, November 14, 2025, which is literally today. In practice, Franklin has already filed amended S1, removing a delay amendment, which is how issuers actually signal they're ready for the S1 to go effective and launch. Duh. multiple trackers now affect a Franklin to launch between, we're saying November 14th, which is today, and the 18th, essentially the next U.S. trading week after Canary. So in plain English, peoples, we're moving from XRPC to a Franklin XRP ETF. Oh yeah, in a matter of days. Number 3, Bitwise XRP ETF. Bitwise has positioned itself as the low-fee XRP issuer. These are the largest players on the planet. XRP's a scam. Stay away from it. Their spot XRP ETF will charge about 0.34% per year, cheapest fee on the board so far. It's already on the DTCC and listed under the simple ticker XRP for the U.S. listing. XRP is a crap coin. Now, calendar expectations here, all right? Launch window between November 19th and November 20th, right after Franklin's. Yeah, so if Canary and Franklin prove the plumbing, then Bitwise becomes fuel option, right? Here it comes. Big allocators can move in now. Number 4. 21 shares XRP ETF, TOXR, TOXR, 21 shares European giant crypto XRP ETP, or exchange traded product launched in this puppy. Oh my gosh, provide XRP exposure direct now. Use a tri-custody model is what they do with Coinbase custody, Anchorage Digital, and BitGo. XRP is a crap coin. Under the older guidelines, how stupid. Under the older guidelines, SEC's final decision was October 19th now. All right. So with the new rules, fresh amending filing, I hope we're having fun. Guys, this stuff's ready to go to November 27th. Are you understanding what in the hell's happening here? Number 5. We ain't done yet. CoinShares XRP ETF XRPL. See, I think the deal is people don't know what the hell they're talking about. All right, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a jerk. Now, CoinShares, another European powerhouse, and they don't know what they're doing. Now showing, I'm not kidding, up on the DTCC now is listed under the ticker XRPL, right? Most calendar clusters. I'm not trying to be mean at all, by the way. I love everybody. On this, I really mean that. On the CBOE BZX. Oh, yeah, coming up, baby. On number 6, I need 2 hands now. Grayscale. I said Grayscale. You know who that is? Grayscale, XRP is a crap coin. XRP, they have 2 angles here. Spot XRP ETF, potential conversion, right? Existing XRP trust, right? Into XRP ETF. The original SEC final decision date for these guys for the spot ETF was October 18th, 2025. Now, the government shutdown, oh, geez, I'm spilling my coffee. The government shutdown, yeah. Whatever. Come on. No tinfoil hat needed for that one. No reason for these things to happen except to handle things. And Oz has to close the curtains, of course, because we got to do some things. And we'll be back open for business in just a little bit. Now, one popular calendar has Grayscale launching. Serves multiple reasons. 3i Atlas and all this crap. There's tons of them. S1 is new financial system, monetary, new banking system, blah, blah, blah. All right. Now, number 7, Wisdom Tree XRP ETF. Yeah, I said Wisdom Tree. Standalone spot XRP ETF. Yeah, October 25. Yeah, the SEC shut down. The new listing rule shifted this into the same late. Interesting timing. November window as Grayscale. Let me get my tinfoil hat off. Okay, good. We're good to go. XRP exposure into a multi-asset crypto index fund instead of a single asset ticker. Yeah. Number 8. Hashdex, yeah. Finally, now here we go. Volatility Shares has signaled plans for spot XRP ETF to sit next to its leveraged futures product. Yeah, but the timeline's delayed out. And Hashdex has a spot XRP ETF on file as well with the SEC. XRP's a scam. It's a crap coin. Stay away from it. Yeah, that's why all these largest players on the planet are doing this. How many Bitcoins you got? How many Bitcoin ETFs you got? Why XRPC's launch date is the big tell. Now look at this, guys. Let's circle back to XRPC because the first 24 hours tell you a lot about how big this thing can get. Record-setting debut. Even beat XRP, Rex Osprey. Highest one-day volume of any U.S. ETF launched in 2025 across all categories. XRP is a crap coin, really? Hundreds, how stupid you sound. Hundreds of millions of assets flowing through, I'm sorry, into a brand I got to just slam dunk people. That's why he's called the tank. And now, look, I'm not going to hold any punches with myself either. Come on. I keep myself in check, too, so I can do this. Now, that's before Franklin, Bitwise, 21 shares, Grayscale, blah, 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 right? So this mid-tier issuer can pull this off. Then what happens when Franklin and Bitwise products are sitting on every registered investment ARIA platform in America? Huh? What happens then when the wars are like between 19.19 and 0.34%, creating the plumbing? Yeah, what happens then? Oh, jeez. Guys. All right, we're going to end this one early today. We're going to get to comments, and then we're going to close it because you know what? Some people are completely lost, and some people are totally over the target, paying attention. I hope you are. I hope you're in the channel. I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're never buying or selling anything is what we say or do, especially not these three. I hope you never play this back 3 years from now, especially, and I hope you never tap that Patreon, whoops, up top there, and don't take advantage of our Patreon to see how hilarious we are in there, shooting weapons and things like this, and it's hilarious. Now, Nelson says, not today says, great morning, and I agree, great morning, incredible morning, good? No, good's only average now, it's a great morning. I agree. Not today, Beastie Boy. Not today. I make up my own names for you. Not today, Beastie Boy. Says, great morning. Nelson says, good morning, Tank. I was waiting for you. I pray you're doing well, my brother. And don't worry, I am, and I hope you are too. My good brother, you look great with your hair like that. Well, thank you very much, sir. I think I look like a knucklehead the majority of the time, and that's my game. When we do it even more with crypto, we wear a crappy, ripped up AC/DC shirt. No stains, though. It's got to be clean, but it's ripped up and it's old and it's a faded old AC/DC shirt. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, thanks, brother. You're cool, man. Thanks, Nelson, for supporting us on the channel all this time. And Nelson says, been monitoring Latin America, XRP, and South Korea. A little history with me. A year and a half ago, I invested in XRP instead of buying a car cash. My wife is a little pissed at me until she understood what I was doing. I hope paid off in time. I've never even heard a move like that, and that's freaking cool. And boy, is your wife going to be shocked when she sees the difference of putting that money into a depreciating item, albeit very crucial to get us from point A to point B, which is the vehicle most people, well, no, because you would have just paid cash, all right? So you wouldn't have had a loan. I take that back. So instead of having it into that item that still is faltering over time, even though it's serving you well, right? You got to keep putting thousands of dollars into it unless you have some kind of a plan on it. Now, let's compare that to XRP growth over the life of the car. 7 years? 10 years? Wow, what a move. Canary, small company, says Nelson, but it's a start. And the thing is, right, Canary is just a small LLC, right? But we got to have some larger players, though, Nelson and the others that are getting ready to rock the house on XRP ETFs like Franklin and so forth. Oh, boy, you better look out. The tidal wave is a-coming. It's coming to crypto. All right, Turdy, welcome in. Yes, nice crash we have. How stupid. The crypto market's so dumb and silly, it makes me want to laugh my pants off. $3.28 trillion cryptocurrency market and Bitcoin's at 96,000. Who gives a crap? Go down to 10,000. You're garbage. You're garbage, Bitcoin. Go down to here. Watch. Let me show you the truth on Bitcoin. Watch how people don't tell the truth. Watch. We'll get to XRP here. Hang on. Let's just do this. XRP coming in at $2.27. Rock and roll. Cowboy, who gives two craps? Because we don't care until we care. Now watch. Listen to this. Watch this. Listen to this. Pay attention to this. Look over here, not there. Watch.
Jim, you mentioned CBDCs.
I mean to tell you, I thought Jim Rickards was my hero. He went from hero to zero overnight for me because I saw a video on him last night on YouTube, and I caught him having more knowledge than any of us or most of us in this space, and he's saying so. He's saying he went down and dirty, and this guy's the genius of geniuses. And he said, nah, it's not about crypto. You know why? Because Wall Street's not going to latch on to it because Bitcoin's a store of speculation. Now, he's correct about Bitcoin being a store of speculation, but he ended it there, and he kept talking. He didn't say anything more I'm going to play it for you. You just watch. You tell me why he's not saying the future financial system's getting ready to turn back online, and it's about XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, IOTA, Algo, Quant, and ADA, the 8 ISO 20022 tokens. Why ain't he saying that if he's so smart? He does know that. He's not telling you because he's misleading you. He went from hero to zero in my books because he's a little misleader. This guy, he's misleading. Jim Rickards, you should be ashamed of yourself, unless you don't know, but you should be ashamed of yourself, sir. Listen to this guy. Listen to who used to be my hero, genius, Jim Rickards, how he's not telling the truth and misleading you. Tanker calls him out again. Liar.
Jim, you mentioned CBDCs, you mentioned blockchain, you mentioned crypto. What is your view on all of these things? I think I read a quote with you somewhere saying that when you try to decentralize a financial system, you are going to get a reaction, sometimes a violent reaction from whoever you're trying to take that control away from. What do you see in those things? I know crypto is different from a CBDC, but what do you see?
I don't own crypto. I don't recommend it. Everyone's like, oh, Jim's a technological nerd.
He just said he doesn't own it and he doesn't recommend it. I'm going to say out of the gates, you're a fool. What are you talking about? You're telling me you don't like money? Oh, you're deceiving. Watch, he's deceiving people. He's telling you he ripped crypto apart and he knows it like no other because he's so smart, and he is. And he's saying, trust me, I'm the smart guy that rips this stuff apart and researches it like no other. You know what I mean? And I took crypto apart, and I'm telling you, it's got nothing there because Bitcoin's a store of speculation. Now, you're correct. It is a store of speculation. What about all the others? What the hell are you talking about? You're misleading people. You know. Don't you tell me you don't know. You're this smart and you ripped it apart and you didn't see what the heck's going on with Ripple, XRP, and XLM and all the others. You're not telling people on purpose, and it pisses me off. Listen to this crap.
Oh, he doesn't.
He just said it's not going anywhere. He doesn't know if it's going anywhere. Crypto and blockchain technology. Yeah, the Navy just spent like another $11 million to track weaponry and personnel and stuff. And banking is using it right now. He says doesn't know if it's going anywhere. Really? Liar, pants on fire.
About central bank digital currencies is they're not cryptocurrencies. They're not blockchain. The ledger, because blockchain is just a ledger.
He's wrong. CBDCs are stablecoins essentially.
Software, etc. But this will be the ultimate because I go to opposed to ticket, can't buy a train ticket, etc. To get more power. So that's where central bank digital currencies are going. As far as cryptocurrencies are concerned, I studied it I've studied it for kind of 12 years at this point, but I wrestled with it. It's like, okay, I read all the technical papers, I get it, I look at the charts, I hear, but I can't really understand, like, what's it all about?
Are you serious? You jackass!
Because what's happened is that an ecosystem has been created around us.
What can't you understand about it? I don't have a lot of time to watch this guy tell you that crypto isn't anything, that he fully understands it as a genius on this planet, particularly a financial genius, which he is. And he's sitting there telling you, nah, I'm just not seeing it, man. I can't do it anymore. I got to start my day. I'll play more of it for you tomorrow or whatever. What a dork. This dude's a dork. You're a liar. Liar, pants on fire. I got no problem saying it. No. I love everybody, and God bless America. God bless everybody. I hope that you all are having a fantastic day, and I hope you have the best day ever. Do not forget about Caleb and Brown, your one-stop shop crypto brokerage, because what's going to happen is folks are going to get caught in the exchange and they're going to be crashed and they're going to be a millionaire on paper and they're not going to be able to take their money out. And I'm not going to go over all of it a million times, but there's a telephone number down at the bottom. And if you have a great weekend and call that number and tell them Frank the Crypto Tank sent you over there, they'll get you all hooked up. And if you have a great weekend, we will catch you here next time. Seth says, Turdy says, nice crash. Seth says, Brad really going on 60 Minutes tonight. I'm not sure. I don't care. 60 Minutes sucks. They're so stupid. 60 Minutes is the demi-owned. We're going to tell you the lie while we buy. Those are the ones who lie while they buy. They tell you crypto's garbage. Meanwhile, you're going, now, wait a minute. Why are you going beep, 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 beep? Why is that truck backing up like that, loading up all them cryptocurrencies for pennies on the Dow now, when you be telling everybody on your news outlets that it's garbage? How come that's happening? Oh, we don't know. Maybe just in case it might be something someday. All right, anyway, I got to go. I'll take 20 more ETFs to go with a side of clarity and tokenization to go. Nice job, Seth. Now, you got to be laughing, brother, because God bless you and God bless everybody. Nick says, big fan of XRP here, but why is volume actually so low on one of the few? Here, Nick, you got to, Nick, I can tell you new to the XRP. Here's the game with XRP. Buy the stuff, not financial advice. Here's what I did with XRP. Here's what you do. You buy the crap out of the stuff. You wait for all the best news ever about it to happen and for it to be David and Goliath, and it just beats Goliath down, and you're like, oh my God, they just beat Goliath. How come their price didn't go up? You just deal with that for years and years with XRP, and that's what it is. And then finally, you're going to see the Amazon of crypto rise to the top, and its price will start appreciating like no other, and we won't be able to stop that sucker. And then you'll say, oh, now I get it. They actually let it go now. Yeah, it's not being let go. It's a beach ball being held under the water. Let me take my tinfoil hat off. Okay, now back to the show. All right, anyway, I got to go. You guys are awesome. Have a good weekend. I shall check you next time. Nick, don't you worry about XRP going to nice heights. That is not what we're dealing with here. You just don't need to worry, my good sir. Be patient and hang on and take these two things and put them under your behind and sit on them and stop touching this thing. Put that thing down now. Come on. No time to be playing around with that. Long-term holders. The market will tell you when it's ready. Have a good weekend, guys. Love you all. Woo! Have a good weekend.